What's up? What's up? It's me, ThaBoy, here today with another episode of All About the Artist. And not only is it just another episode, it's actually our last episode this season. And we have our producer here sitting in the hot seat today, Mr. William Steverson.
Yes, sir. How you doing today, Bryce?
Doing good.
ThaBoy, actually.
There we go.
Yes,
doing
sir.
good, man. How you doing?
Man, I couldn't be doing better at this point in time, honestly.
I heard
Everything's
that.
been going great.
I heard that, man. Well, hey, dude, we've had a ball here.
We have, man.
You know, it's been we have 11 episodes in now.
A lot.
So it's your time to shine. So first and foremost, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
My name's William Steverson. Man, pretty much anything that has to do with creativity I've been involved in, dude. From a young age, my pops raised me to just play music, you know. So I started there, and ever since, that's been like the only thing I've been decent at.
Yeah.
So I've kind of just kept at it, man. They used to tell me I played guitar a lot, you know. Was a ham jump off the table, you know, show out for my parents a little
Jamming.
bit. Yeah, dude. And I think that's really what started it, man. You know, seeing reaction from people, seeing that you can create that, you know, out of essentially nothingness. You know, that's pretty powerful. And that's something that I've always been attracted to, you know.
Yeah. So music was a thing as a kid.
Music was the thing, dude. You know
It was
what I'm saying?
the thing.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
I mean, like, you know, my pops, he's a very cultured cat. You know, he was an Army brat, so he's pretty much traveled everywhere. And that was like his saving grace so people wouldn't just immediately hate him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, very cultured. He always showed me that, you know, if you really want to get around the world, man, that's a good way to do it, dude. And it's also something that you can do your whole life. I mean, like, there is a limitation for a football player. There is a limitation for this and that. But there really isn't a limitation other than death for a musician.
You're talking about your pops.
Yeah, man.
Obviously, he was a huge inspiration.
Big inspiration, dude. Like,
Tell us
man,
a
he
little
started it all off, bro. I remember when I started, since they're all big musicians, every one of my family's a musician.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they all play guitar. They all sing. My dad's got his own credit. He's traveled, done his own thing in his own time.
Yeah.
So I kind of always aspired to have that same situation, man. You know, like, I always remember the stories he'd tell me about traveling, and he was with this rugby team in England, and he was like, in a castle. Just wild, man. You know, I always wanted to repeat his stories until I realized that ain't my story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's my pop's story. So I was like, I had to get beat feet and go make something happen, man. Otherwise, I was going to be one note my whole life, man.
For real.
You know?
Rugby? Played rugby?
No, he actually didn't play rugby. What was going on, dude, is he got picked up by a rugby, what are they called over there? Team. Yeah, that's what they call those goofy things. A rugby team. Nah, man, but they picked him up, dude, and he said, like, you know, they were a wild bunch, man, and he said that they were just partying nonstop, and he's like, oh, I got to get out of here.
Yeah, I got to go.
And so he said things turned south at a pub, and this is actually how they picked him up. They were going to fight him, but he started playing Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that was big back in the
world?
day. Yeah, it was big back in the day, dude, because my dad traveled during that time. So they're like, well, I guess this Yankee's all right.
Yeah,
so they
he's
put him on
okay.
the bus, man. Yeah, so, I mean, he got to travel with him for a bit. Yeah. He's got to do a lot of really cool stuff like that. So it really inspired me as a kid, and he always didn't like, you know, excuse my French, lightweight. Really never dug somebody who they say they want to do it. They say they got the talent to do it, but all they ever offered was an excuse rather than their heart.
Yep.
They've never tried. They've never tried to be the weak man out. They've never been vulnerable. So it's a big issue when people talk about what it really takes to do a lot of those great things. It takes vulnerability, you know, and it's like, so that's one thing my pops really taught me. It's taught me it's not really that big of a deal, man, to go out there and just bomb. You know, bomb a few times until it's like something where other people, they got to put that same grunt work in too. So, yeah, man, they just kind of started me at a young age. They gave me money, gave me $1 every time I said, yeah, dude. And see, my pops, he's one of those hard cats where he wanted me to play guitar, but me being the person I am, I took more to the drums. So that's pretty much where a lot of my musical background comes from is, you know, rhythmically, percussively, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Wow. Do you and your dad play together?
All the time, man.
All the time.
You know, we used to play a lot more back in the day. I remember he's the first guy I got on stage with. Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
bro, dude. He used to have this thing called the hats, bro. My dad's so corny, dog. You know what I'm saying? But, like, he was one of those cats that he had a group called the Hats back in the day, and it was with me and my cousin Tommy and another cat. And so, you know, I guess the shtick was we all got to wear goofy hats and stuff. But, dude, as soon as I went up there and I actually got to see people impressed by the labor that I put out there. And, also, I was a young cat. I started playing, when I was, 10.
Yeah.
So, that was my first, festival was when I was 10.
Wow.
So, for me, bro, it was just, after I got those jitters and I felt oh, everybody likes it. And plus I had, the young cat handicap where it's it don't really matter.
Yeah.
He's young, you know?
Yeah.
So I got pretty attached to that at a real young age, man, and I just kind of became a ham for it. And also, dude, I got to experience the benefits of having money from playing music. At that time, it was nothing really to write home about, but I had more money than my, people I went to school with.
Right. And it coming from you actually performing.
Absolutely, bro. So I had a lot of video games at that time.
Lots of video games.
Man.
There we go.
I did.
You obviously have gigged a lot.
A lot,
right?
man.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, so first off, in high school, I got started in doing the marching band. One of my best friends.
Dang, I did not know that, bro.
I know, bro. Actually, I got asked to do it because, dude, I'm you give me sheet music and I just go, bleh. There's not really much I can do for you there.
Yeah.
But I can fake it with the best of them, dude. So apparently one of my best friends, he saw promise in that, and he asked me to join the jazz band. So I was like, sure, man. So we did that for a bit, got to travel, got to meet a lot of very influential people that way. One guy that really sticks out to me is a man named Bob Schneider. Now, you might not know him, but he used to be on Motown Records, and he was a big person who wrote a lot of horn parts and a bunch of that stuff like Soul Man and stuff of that nature.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so his big claim to fame was actually Amazing Grace. It was a self-track thing. So he used to live out of Graceville, so he's the kind of person...
Out of Graceville, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, as a matter of fact, all the people who do the local college bands and jazz band, they should know of him in this area because he was very, very, very involved on that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, man, but he was an awesome guy, dude. So he really kind of he was the first guy that actually put me to the fire, rather than somebody say, you're good. He's like, yeah, there's another guy that really wants to do this more than you.
Oh,
yeah, and it's so if you want to just have that attitude, you can take that to the house. And so, man, that really kind of adopted a lot of things. Now, as far as it goes about me personally, bro, I was a rockhead, so I played a bunch of rock growing up. I was my first band was actually Citizens on Fire. We were original band, dude. It was the same thing with my buddy Evil. We had one of my best friends back in the day, Benjamin Newman.
Okay.
And that's pretty much what we did, bro. So we traveled basically as far as Tallahassee and stuff like that. Got in a few more punk bands. Ended up in my own solo band, which was Minor Kings, for quite a few years. So I did that for a while, cut a few tracks in Full Sail, Orlando stuff. And that's where I got really involved in producing from my own perspective. And then after that, things were kind of going south. I just got out of college. And I was looking for a change, man, because for me, I've pretty much committed to the whole time that if the state's going to pay me to go to school, it's probably a smart move, but that was never really my plan. Everything I did in college pretty much revolved around this. Yeah. And so when I didn't have college, I was like, well, I got to do this. So they actually had auditions for a band named Cypress Spring, right? And, man, it was a very, very, very great thing for me. I'm glad that they were open-minded and brought me in because that was truly eye-opening because a lot of those things, yes, I did record a lot. Yes, I did do this and a lot of those. But there was a very obvious standard that a lot of people are very unaware of until you've been put there, And so for me, even though I talk about singing and songwriting, it's like, bro, my caliber predominantly has been in drumming, where most people want to use me on session drumming. Most people want to use me on this. Most people want to use me on that.
Okay.
So this was one of the things where I had to kind of bend the knee and realize it's like, man, do I want to make music or do I want to stay home? And, bro, I'm glad I did because I learned so much. I got to experience so much. Shout out to Kayla Miller, Tyler Ackerman, Paul Roach, dude. I love them to death, dude, and it's crazy. It was unbelievable. I've traveled to basically every state, excluding Alaska and Hawaii.
For real?
Oh, yeah, man. Bro, we have played everywhere.
With Cypress?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Man, it's unbelievable. Before that time, I'd already had a pretty good pedigree, but after that, that pretty much laid it to rest, man. I met a lot of awesome artists. It's kind of funny. Because I was actually talking to one of my buddies, Ben, because like I said, we were in Minor Kings together, and he had went off and started doing his own thing, and I told him, I was like, man, honestly, it ain't that crazy that we could meet Yellow Wolf. Really ain't, you know. I mean, he's right down the road when you really think about it all. And then fast forward a year later, I give him the same call. I'm in South Carolina at a Harley-Davidson convention, and there's thousands and thousands of people, and we're opening up for Yellow Wolf, dude. So that's crazy things like that. I've got to meet a lot of people that I've, like, honestly, since that wasn't my genre, I was more of a metalhead and stuff. It's crazy how life works. And it blended well because I'm more of an energetic, double bass, you know, kind of, let's get at it. So with that kind of stuff, it hyped it up a lot, man. And, bro, I mean, I could go on and on about that. So if you want to ask me something, you can go right ahead.
That is awesome, bro.
Yeah.
What was the life of traveling from state to state? Were y'all all together, one vehicle, like that type of thing?
Man, you know, the biggest thing is, like, I never want to come off as ungrateful to those guys. Because, like, dude, you're married when you really think about it.
Literally.
To, like, every one of those people. So,
literally.
like, we never had anything bad. It's just, like, that's something to be aware of. Because, you know, I mean, like, bro, I'll give anybody an ear beating. But 12 hours of that, despite if you like me, is a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I can understand that.
So, bro, I mean, like, the craziest thing that people really need to get out of their brain if they want to travel is they think it's going to be fun. No, it's fun if you love it. Yeah. If you love making music and you love doing this, it'll be fun. But if not, you're not going to like it. And that's a big issue I have with a lot of artists that they tell me that they want to go do these big things. It's kind of bold of them. It's kind of bold. It's very bold, as a matter of fact. It's very bold that they want the world to come to them. And for me, dude, if you want to bring your talent to people, because they will be hiring you. They don't go, hey, I want to hire ThaBoy. Let me come and watch your show. No, they hired you to come to them. So all that in-between time is just waiting.
Right.
You know? And I mean, like, bro, like I mentioned earlier, Evil was the bass player in that band. There's hours we get there before the show, and you got to be a good boy. So as far as that goes about drinking and partying like that, it's like, dude, you're going to waste it for everybody. We're just going to leave you in whatever state this is because you're making us all look bad.
Yeah.
But at the same time, man, it's just crazy because it's just a lot of waiting. I mean, you're alone. You travel a lot. That's why it's important to understand that at a certain point, this ain't about talent, man. You know, like, if you got all the money in the world to buy the drummer you want, then it's about the drummer you like the most. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of this stuff is, dude, you won't have a good time unless you surround yourself with people you truly enjoy. And I was blessed because every one of these people I enjoyed a lot. And, bro, I really can't say enough good things about them because, you know, past is past, but as a future, bro, they've given me a phenomenal amount of stuff that I'm just beyond blessed to have been a part of, honestly.
Well, that's great. And not very many people get to be a part of something like that, bro.
Not really, man.
Kudos there. You spoke about songwriting.
Yeah.
I'd love to touch on that.
Yeah,
what about
man.
your songwriting?
So for a while, I took a huge amount of time off from writing because I was more consumed about, well, I'll get there, but I need to be able to, I don't know, stand there with the right people in the right place. So I was more concerned about being a drummer, which I always am, but I had like few endorsement deals. I was endorsed by Los Cobos Sticks.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
So you got free sticks.
Oh, yeah. I was endorsed by Soul Tone, so I actually have symbols. That's why you see those symbols that have my name and stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's about the time when everything just kind of crashed because the reality is like, man, this kind of life is built on the people. You got to hit the road.
Got to hit the road.
Yeah, so I actually was going to play drums for a guy named Adam Calhoun. He's a big dude in the country hip-hop community. He's like right there with Upchurch and all those people. So I was going to be his drummer on his upcoming tour, but when COVID hit, that pretty much laid the kapootsy on that. So that pretty much stopped me from that chapter in my life. So for now, I've been back to writing. It's been good. Like, I prefer, honestly, writing and getting a little bit more in touch with the energy of it. I'm big on energy, dude. If I see a song that it might sound great, but if this doesn't bring energy, like the chill bump factor, bro, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. If it don't do that, man, I really ain't got no time for it because I don't feel like it's real. I feel like it's made for people for that time of day. Yeah. You know, the hat of the day type deal. Wow. But yeah, man, as far as it goes, I've written more like more rock stuff in the past, but now, like, I'm working actually with a new band called Gunsel, dude.
Gunsel.
Yeah, bro. And it's pretty interesting, dude, because it's fun writing like this because it's a little different because we're not writing from the point of, oh my God, my whole career rides on this.
Yeah.
It's more like this is fun
This
and
is
this
fun.
is goofy. And I dig that because Gunsel means store-bought cowboy. You know what I'm saying? So
A drugstore cowboy, store-bought.
Yes, sir. So I was like, man, that is hilarious, dude. So we want to write a lot of music where it
God.
shows off a different side of the country. Like, I mean, bro, we've seen the Southern rock thing that's been done. We've seen this that's been done. But what we haven't seen is basically people have fun and go to watch a band have fun. And that's a big issue with Florida. I love Florida. It's my state. But if you go up to Nashville and other places up north, bro, they go out to see that.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to be a spectacle as a human being as much as you just have to be entertaining.
Right.
It's crazy.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed. As long as you're entertaining,
Oh, that's all that matters.
your music can be.
Well, you got to think of
Garbo.
Plies, bro. I mean, Plies went from being absolutely huge back in the day to it dropped off until he's like, then he had that moment where he's, why you so serious? Or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, and that stuff blew up,
Yeah.
bro, because he's entertaining. And you got to
Yeah.
respect that.
Right. The songwriting, as far as songwriting goes, you actually sent in we have a song that you sent in. Is that
Yeah,
a part
man.
of Gunsel or is
Yeah, so what this is, bro, is like for many years, I wanted to self-produce, you know, because like, bro, I was broke. And, you know, going through college plus always wanting to make this a band thing, it's more of a diplomatic thing. So, you know, you can't use all your money collectively. So I decided I would want to record. So a lot of this stuff, like what you're going to hear is actually Minor Kings. We were under a different label out of Panama at the time that we were shooting for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this was us actually, like, we produced this ourselves.
Oh,
And this
okay.
is, yeah, this is at the dawn of it, so you
Yeah.
can't really hold it to me, bro.
All right, let's go. Let's hear a little bit of it. Let's hear a little bit. Vale.
Lay back down. I need to hold you in my arms. Your presence keeps me warm. This vagabond, it's not in my nature to stay, but you make me change my way. And I know you don't really want me to go. Maybe it'll be okay as I kiss your lips and say, baby, it's okay. Distance isn't that far away, 'cause I'm here to fend off all your fears. So let's just play our little games and vow that things will never change. I'm here as we go gray from the years.
Crazy, it's like a
I'm
time.
there as we go gray from the years. Lay back down. I need to whisper in your ear all the things you love to hear.
Okay.
Yeah. It's my favorite line.
In my bag is where the knife has firmly laid, but you took the blade away. And I know
My bad, yeah. I caught
you
that.
don't really want me to go. Maybe it'll be okay as I kiss your lips and say, baby, it's okay. Distance isn't that far away, 'cause I'm here to fend off all your fears. So let's just play our little games and vow that things will never change. I'm here as we go gray from the years. I'm there as we go gray from the years.
But you know what's so crazy is lots of people knows, it's no secret, we actually used to work together.
Yeah, man.
And I never heard none of your original music. Never, ever. That's like the first time I really think that's like the first time I've ever heard
I get
your...
self-conscious about a few things. I don't like to bring it up because it just sounds so, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, honestly, dude, everything on that EP is totally different. You know, like I have a ska song, I have all these things because I'm a different breed, I like to think, where it's like one thing never really satiates me. I like to do a bunch of things. And as a reaction, that's very hard to pinpoint as an artist what you're going to do. That
really
song
is.
was actually written about my wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. And you know, that's actually me singing about being on the road. That's why it's like distance isn't that far away. Because at the time, you know, I was traveling a lot, and she was also going to college down in Central Florida.
All right.
Yeah, man. So that was basically a call to that. So everything I write about it's more about the emotion, whether it be like, okay, we're going to write an uplifting thing. Well, this needs to be like, bah, 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 you know, and then the vocals got to match that. So that was the dawn of me actually producing, dude. So for me, it's just been an eye-opening experience, and I just love writing stuff that makes people feel. I got a ton of stuff, man.
Yeah.
But to push back on you, bro, that leads me into my next chapter of my life. Like, I want to do Brethren, you know, like
The Brethren,
Brethren Productions, right? And the reason I want to do that is because when I was traveling, we got to be on quite a few video shoots, and I got to see how a lot of things were done and how money was managed and, you know, overall how the business works.
Yeah.
So for me, man, I wanted to come here and actually work with artists.
Yeah.
So my aspirations with Brethren was to actually produce local artists and actually to film local projects. I mean, a bulk of my work, yes, is wedding and stuff like that, because I do have an extensive field in audio and photography and videography and stuff. It's like, but what I really aspire to do is I really want to build a community of people where it's like, man, I've done all these things, but I've never been good at getting local shows. And that's because they're in this embargo on knowledge. There's these people that they believe that they've seen this side, and they're right. And that's the hardest part. And I'm right. What they need is they need an in-between. Mm-hmm. They need some, like, you know, meeting ground. Right. And that's what Nashville is for a lot of people. There's a lot of people that just songwrite. There's a lot of people that just play. But regardless, that is the hub where you go. Yeah. If you want to do all those things. So that's really what I wanted to do, is I wanted to offer people something where I don't want to write on their music. I don't want that. I don't want it to be like a, hey, give me my accreditation and this and that. I want it to be a nice flat rate where this person feels comfortable and they can have something that they literally would never have unless they either signed their life away or paid for it properly, which would be astronomical. I want to work with people because the reality is, like, the dream won't work unless you do. So if you find people that want to work, that's like the best thing in the world for me. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, speaking from a little experience and in the past, it was actually pretty dope, you know, to get to watch and sit down and, you know, do what all you do. What was that what you always kind of wanted to do, or where did that come from?
I mean, truth be told, I've always wanted to be a rock star. You know?
Rock star.
And it's like, bro, it's never been for fame, you know, and I've dabbled with this a lot in my life. It's like, never really wanted fame. I just wanted people to sing the songs, and I wanted to be able to not go work for the man. And I wanted to be able to do this and be on my own accord, because there's a time limit on all this stuff, whatever it may be. And, you know, legends never die. The people that I idolized are still around. And that should just go to show you even more so why in a crazy way, if you can beat the odds, it's a great career to have. Yeah. You know? So, all in all, dude, it's just been wild, man. It's been a wild experience. And for me, being a producer, I like to take that now. I'd like to say I was then, but I really wasn't, because it took a little bit of seeing how the sausage was made. You know, I worked in a studio for a bit. You know, I was a drummer, did session drumming for quite a while. And then when I went to see Cypress, that's when I really got to see how the sausage was made, because their budget, was very, very appropriate. And the people that they were working with they're not some dude. They're like the dude.
The dude, yeah.
So actually seeing how they ran their stuff really opened my eyes, man. And it opened my eyes to how much everything really, really costs.
Oh my
and
God.
it's crazy, ain't
It's
it?
crazy.
It's bananas. So those people that, they walk around with a dope album, they paid for it,
They did.
They did.
Oh, they did.
That's the truth. And so for me, I was actually one of the songs that I produced for you back in the day. I sent to Paul Roach. He was one of the main dudes in Cypress. And he was like, wow, man, I absolutely love it. He's like, didn't know that you were able to produce this. And he's like, if I ever get back into stuff like this, I would love to do, for you to record me. He's like, have you always been able to do this? Well, my knee-jerk reaction is to be like, yeah, and y'all didn't ever want to blah, blah, blah. But it's like, no, honest to God, I couldn't. It really takes a lot of being around the right people, man. And it's just eye-opening. So when I actually came back with that mindset, like, okay, there's a formula to this. This ain't no, I heard this is great, and not, no, there's a formula. You got to layer tracks. You got to do this. You got to do that, and X, Y, and Z. And also a hard pill to swallow is there's a certain level where, bro, you can do as much as you want. You just don't have the equipment. Mm-hmm. And so for me, like, that's my main aspirations. I want to work with people that I'll eventually be outsourced, but I won't be outsourced with my knowledge or this or that. They just got bigger aspirations, man, as do we all. And I would do the same. But yeah, as far as it goes about producing, man, I've been really blessed. I got to work with a lot of awesome people. And, it's been good seeing your whole growth about that, dude.
Yeah.
But it's basically the same situation, man. I mean, like, you hit a plateau where you want to make stuff better. And there's really only one way to do that. You got to invest in yourself.
Right.
So, to each their own about that subject, bro. It's just a double-edged sword because you don't know what is the right answer to anything. Yeah. It's like this game, there's no right answer. There's none. There's only one truth. Are you having fun or not?
Yeah. And if you're not having fun and spending all this money, don't do it.
Man, bro, I tell you, dude, I probably, it gets redonkulous if I told you the price of stuff I have that I used to travel with regularly. Yeah. And, bro, I'm talking like there's been shows like in Oregon, man. Like we played a huge packed out show, and just the first song, I hit it, whap, and my snare busts. And I'm like, bah. And, it's little things like that. Like if you don't tour a lot, you wouldn't think, oh, my drum's broke. You know what I'm saying? Let me go replace it. It don't work like that. Mm-mm. So you got to have like 15 of those on back call and all this other stuff. So thankfully, the people that actually opened up for us let me borrow their snare. Oh, now, you got to think, dude, it's like, they didn't pay for my snare to bust.
Nope.
That's the little little meat of the contract. They don't care. And that's another big thing. It's like you get to see firsthand, if you extend yourself as an artist, you best be man enough to go. And a lot of people, they don't have that mindset. They have this mindset where I'm so good, these people will come around me. It's like, no, go find those people. And when you find those people, respect those people and work hard with those people. Because, dude, it's hard. It's, finding anybody who gives a darn about anything is hard.
Especially in the music world.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
That's why it blew my mind with Cypress. I mean, those guys, they were able to, catch lightning in a bottle. They got, 50 million views? I think it's 30. Let me say 30 safely, but it is 30. Last time I checked, 30 million views on Way of Life. I think it's actually 50. Y'all go check that out. And then there was a few songs that, I was on, man. And, they got millions of views, dude. So it's just crazy. Awesome. Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy seeing how a proper plan, the proper people, and just knowing where your money's going and knowing how to do it correctly, how much that can change. And then just knowing that some of this is just the times.
Yep.
You can't be King Gorilla all your life. Correct. Like Drake's blowing everyone's mind right now. You know what I'm saying?
Dude is dude, that's a different beast.
I tell you, man.
That's a different beast.
I tell you.
You've got a very supportive wife.
I do.
Though. Can we touch on that?
Yeah, man, we can. Dude, honestly, I'm one of those people that, like, if it's not beneficial, I got to cull it from my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was one of the very few things I never could shake in my brain, because it's like I've had homies, they come and go, you know what I'm saying? So what? I go make more. That is what it is. And it's like, but that was the one thing I never could shake. I never could shake it because she was the first person I ever met that was pure, that was honest, And I might be a lot of things to a lot of people, but I'm honest. And I don't mean to ever hurt anybody. That's why I really want to do stuff like this, is because I want them to meet somebody like me where I'm going to tell them the truth, but to understand it's coming from somebody with the best of intentions.
Yeah.
And my wife has that. And, bro, for a lot of my life, I can honestly say I probably wouldn't accomplish the darn thing if I didn't have this, like, I have to win her back type mentality. Now, you know, it sounds like kind of psychotic now, and that's why I've culled it from my brain, bro, because I don't want to talk about weakness or stuff like that. But when you really look back, a predominant amount of my writing had to do with not having her there. You know, a predominant amount of my writing had to do with, you know, when we split in college, you know, she's going to obviously do more. And obviously a huge amount of my intelligence left when she left. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, darn, dude, I actually got to go to college. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, I mean, bro, it really inspired me in a crazy way. And that's why she's like my muse. And, bro, with a lot of stuff with Brethren, she's given me the courage to do it. With a bunch of stuff with traveling, she's given me the courage to do it. It's just so wild when I listen to all these cats. They got albums and stuff, right? And it's like I grew up in a time where it's like that was hard to get, you know? And it's like I've always had a woman that's like, you still need to go do that. You still need to go do this. Yeah. So that's why I'm doing the Gunsel thing, and we're going to really hit that venture pretty hard, man, because it's going to be great, dude. Yeah. But as far as it goes with my wife, man, bro, we're about to have a daughter.
Yeah. About to have a daughter, like 2-3 months now.
Yeah,
like
dude.
What we got?
Crazy.
Time's ticking down.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy because it's like, man, in a very minute, small way, I got to do everything I aspired to do. And if I was going to maintain it, that's a whole nother headache that I never thought about as a kid. Yeah. I just thought about doing it.
Yeah.
So I got a unique perspective. I've been blessed, and God's put people in my way where it's like I can tell her, yeah, that's actually doable. It's like, bro, that's actually doable. All this stuff we're talking about right now is actually doable.
Yeah.
It's all doable. Every single bit of it. It's just how do you move as a person?
Yeah.
You know, how can you take these and make these things happen? And so I think I'll give a unique perspective with my daughter, because there is a lot of people that they do put the cart before the horse. They do have a situation where they were so hell-bent on getting ready to go start living that they didn't live. Yeah. You know, I mean, like, I was in suspended adolescence. So I've waited quite a while, and it's just a God's blessing to me, man. Yeah, man, it's wild, bro.
Gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that's what everybody keeps telling me, dude.
It's going to.
We'll see.
It's going to. It's going to be awesome. Speaking of your wife, like I remember one day at the studio, we were about to get started, and she walks in and she got you a Tupperware bowl.
Yeah, dude, she brings.
It's got some chicken and some. And he's like, "Sorry guys, I got to smash this real quick."
Hey, bro.
And she's like, "I'm sorry.
I'm about to have a fat attack just then.
I didn't know y'all were here. If I knew, I would have brought more." So I did get the experience a little bit firsthand of how supportive she was towards you, and not only her, you know, with Evil and your dad. You know,
man.
I would come over, and everybody was so wanted to just be around what you were doing. Not just that, but they wanted to be a part of it. They wanted to listen.
Absolutely, bro.
It was a great environment. Really,
it should be. And I mean, like, that's the biggest thing that well, even here what we do with Southern Lights, dude. Yeah. It's like, you want the best out of people, you got to make them feel comfortable.
Yes.
That's the first step. And it's like, dude, a lot of people, it don't even come down to skill. It comes down to they just don't feel comfortable around you.
Right.
And, you know, and that's a hard pill to swallow, because everybody wants to be cool.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be this, but sometimes people just don't feel that comfort with you. Yeah. And that's okay. But with my family, man, I mean, like, that's all we've ever done. So, I mean, we have a whole studio devoted to it, dude. Yeah. I mean, like, we live and breathe and do it. And that's why my wife's so important to me, is because, bro, she respects that. Every person needs an outlet that they're supported by. It's like my wife, she's exemplary. She's awesome in so many different fields, and this is one of the few things that she supports me wholeheartedly. Oh. Heck, bro, she asked me if y'all want sandwiches, dude. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I've came here with food. So it's wild, man. And that's what everybody needs. And yes. I get really bummed sometimes for people. I feel like a lot of people got love distorted, a lot of situations in life distorted, because they've never had someone that would put themselves, like you, first.
Yeah.
It's truly humbling, dude. I've been with her for many years, and I plan to have many more, man.
Well, that's good,
Yeah.
man. We've been sitting here having a good little chat. Time's running. That's the crazy thing. I haven't even kept track of that. But I did want to talk about one thing
Right on.
before we left. And because you can give advice to others. And there was
Right.
one time, I remember this situation, not saying nobody's names, and this is not being brought up for nothing but just the advice that
Right.
you give me. So it was a time, and I did this across you, and you're like, just be careful, man.
Yeah.
Be careful. Just be careful. Be careful. And it was just I was looking at the things that was like being dangled, and it was like, okay, but what happens when the strings is cut to those? Where is it gonna go? It has one place to go, to the ground. So if you could give the new artists like myself, upcoming artists, any advice,
All right.
what would
I
you
got
give them? The real raw
All right.
advice.
You call Brethren Productions, and we will talk about it. No, man. Honestly, this is what I really got to say, man. Understand that people come and go,
Yep.
and understand that it's okay. You can have a great relationship with somebody, and it's time sensitive. It only lasts for
Yeah.
a certain amount of time.
For real.
And if you have that mindset, then you'll take use of all that time. The hardest part that people really don't understand is when they have a moment of traction, they immediately forget about people.
Yes.
And I've seen this firsthand. I've seen where artists who were the low totem pole, next time we see them, they're headlining the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that amnesia works both ways.
Yeah.
Well, you forgot about them, and they'll forget about you.
Yeah.
But they'll never forget about you. They remember you. Yeah. They remember the way you acted. They remember this. And the hardest part is you will too. This stuff will plague your brain.
It really
and
will.
It will. And it's like, bro, with a lot of the things, like, bro, I have nothing bad to say about Cypress. It was the best moments of my life. Dude, everything about it was awesome. And it's like the only things I wish I could go change was my mouth. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and I can't change those people. They were killing it. I can just change myself.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, they don't understand that there is a big spank wagon in life. And it does come right back around, and it comes back and spanks you for your decisions. So if you're going to do something, just be wise. I would say this, and this is a good rule of thumb. If anybody will give their time for what you want to do, regardless of what they can produce, they need to be a part of your team.
Yep.
That's the truth, because anybody who will do that will take you farther than anybody else. Because I hate to tell you this, man, a career's built off people you don't know. All right? The people you don't know are the people that want to listen to your music, all that stuff. But what about the people you do? If the people you do want the same thing for you, they want to see you have a great album, they want to do this, they want to sell shirts in the corner. You know what I'm saying? They want to do all that. Well, bro, if you've ever tried to get anyone to do that, it's like pulling teeth. So whenever you find someone who is committed to the cause, you really need to stick with them, man, because that kind of stuff, it takes no effort to crush your dream.
Yeah.
Bro, I could crush your dream right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it takes years to nurture a dream.
Right.
It would take me being like Casamata, whispering in your ear, you're the best boxer in the world. You know what I'm saying? It would take me, us waking up, all right, lift, blah, blah, blah. But, dude, all that stuff is time-consuming, and it's thankless to a degree unless you have the person, when they sit at the mountain on the precipice of success, and they go, thank you, said person, for everything you've done.
Yeah.
And so that's what I would suggest, man. I mean, like, bro, you're not going to work with the same people all the time. That's fine. You know, just don't carry hate in your heart. Love them to death. I love everybody I've worked with. And, like, dude, if there's only one thing I wish I could change, I wish I could change the concept of, like, how you look at loyalty. A lot of people got loyalty distorted. You ride with your people till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
You don't ride until you get a better option.
Right.
And that's what I respect about all the people I align myself with is, like, you know, regardless of what they aspire to do, regardless of their backgrounds, you know, there's no squares in my circle.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's the truth, bro.
Well, I tell you, man, you were one of the at the time of meeting you, I probably probably was doing music about 2-3 years, maybe.
Right.
Was still kind of very, very, very,
Well, you're
very
very
amateur,
talented,
new.
man.
But you were one of the people who really put it in my brain that it takes a village,
It does.
but it takes the right people.
Yeah, I need to
in
start
that
coining
village.
my sayings, bro.
Yeah,
Because it's
you
like,
were the one. That was one thing you'd always say, bro. It takes a village. It takes a village, bro. It takes a village, but you got to have the right people in that.
you
village.
do, man.
And I really feel like that's where a lot of new artists mess up right from the jump. Is they just want that village, but the people in the village is like robbing them blind.
Yeah.
Doing everything behind closed doors. It's just crazy.
The hardest part that people can't understand is like, all right, I'm going to take a quick shout out to my homie Blake Arnone. He'll probably watch this. He's one of my best friends in the world. He's actually the guy who's financed the vast majority of all the recording equipment and stuff I got because he believes in me, and I've done a lot of ventures with him.
It's good, man.
And one thing he told me, bro, the village thing, obviously, but play your position.
Play your position.
Play your position. Most people, they don't want to play their position. Most people, they want to be this guy, and they want to be the dude who's seen, and they want to record, and they want to do this, and they want to do, and they also want a band that says their name first. And it's like, well, bro, let's get down to the core of it. What do you do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then start with that. So if you find people that play their position well, like you got somebody who's a great, like say, great producer, or somebody who's a great visual person, and they don't want to overstep that boundary, bro, when you run into, man, this might not ever happen. You know, you might not ever get to that point that you've aspired, that you think you're going to be satisfied. But that's not the point you should be thinking about. What you should be thinking about is killing it on stage.
Yeah.
And if you break it down to the most rudimentary core of why you do this, you're doing this because you want to, and it brings you joy, and that will translate over. Yeah. And so there's a certain level of this, bro. What you really need to do is just go beat feet and be a part of what you want to be a part of. And if you can't do that, then there ain't no substitute of any picture, any this, any that, because it's a pay-to-play game, dude. And that's why with a lot of people, I can hear what they're saying, but what they're saying doesn't equate to what it takes.
All right.
You know?
Well, man, thank you for the advice, bro. This has been crazy. We're literally wrapping up our last episode of this season. I remember at the start of this, I was a nervous freaking wreck.
Well, man, I think you did a phenomenal job. And as far as Brethren goes, bro, like my main aspiration, this runs in tandem with that. That's what I want to do, bro. I want to be a part of bigger things where we can grow. And it's like as we grow, the population will grow. The money grows. Everything grows, dude. So for me, dude, it's been very humbling because from every angle, everybody's grown.
Yeah.
Charlie's really came into form and really kicked a lot of butt in a lot of those areas. Man, you're entertaining. I mean, trust me, I've listened to more of your podcasts than anybody. And I probably will be.
Well, I tell you, I probably
the
wasn't.
person that does.
I probably wasn't the most entertaining at first, but this has been like, and that's one thing that I knew coming into this.
Right.
I'm new to this. So, of course, my first episode is not going to be
I
as
thought
good
it
as
was
my
man.
fourth, and my fourth is not going to be as good as my fifth, but it has been awesome. You know, we've got you. Shout out, you said Charlie, but shout out to Charlie Dykes.
Yeah,
man,
shout out
because-
to Evil, man. The
And
right
Evil,
hand,
yes.
right hand of Brethren
Everybody
production,
a
dude.
part of this, man.
Evil.
This has
His
just been
name is
crazy.
Travis Powell, but he goes by Evil.
Hunter Justice has also been a part of this.
Absolutely, man.
Everybody involved. But major shout out to Brethren Production.
Thank you,
and
man.
to Charlie Dykes, Southern Lights. I mean, this has if it was not for you guys and Charlie, Holmes County Chamber of Commerce, where would we be right now?
I'll be dead honest with you, man. I think one thing I really like about everybody who's involved in this project, regardless of what they aspire to do, all of us have this mentality like, and then we're going to bring the hometown with us. And
exactly.
It's like, man, that's been something since a child. That's been my biggest aspirations. I've told everybody that's listened to my bull crap long enough that my main goal is to be so wealthy I can own like a castle. And then I got my homies that don't want to hang out. They live in that other side. But when they want to, they can just come over here, bro, because it's like, dude, honestly, if you got the money and the people, anything's possible.
Anything's possible, man. I tell you, this has just been crazy.
Yeah,
it
man.
It's been
a pleasure, dude.
A great experience. So, William, of
Yes,
course,
sir.
you know the drill. We have a little gift for you today.
Woo.
A lovely new. This is actually the new styled Southern Lights hat
Man,
with the
I
brand
love
on
it,
the
dude.
side.
I get to hide my new haircut.
Get to hide the. Oh, I'm hiding a Jufro under here, so at least you got a
I'm gonna
new.
get it backwards that way I don't bonk this bad boy.
Yeah. Well, man,
Yeah, man.
dude, we appreciate you. This has been awesome. Our last episode of the season, but we will be kicking back up in July. In the meantime, Mr. William Steverson with Brethren Production is
Yes,
going to be
sir.
a dad. He'll be a dad the next time we
I'm a
kick this
producer all
off.
around, man.
Yes, it's going to be. Yes,
Producing kids too.
producing.
I
them.
tell you.
Well, man, we appreciate you coming, dude. It
appreciate
has
you
been
too,
an
man.
awesome. Thank you for doing this. And thank you for being the last one. How cool we get to go through all of this, and then we get to sit down with you as the last
Absolutely,
one, and
man.
get to recap on everything. It's been awesome, bro. I appreciate you. It's been dope, man.
So,
Stay seated, stay seated.
What it is?
This is the crew. This is what
Oh,
we
yeah.
have been working with for what?
come on in, guys.
How many weeks? How many weeks are we on here? Like
I don't know, man.
2 months. So for 2 months, this is who
All right.
has been
My
behind
little
this.
shameless plug. Everybody, y'all probably need to work with Brethren Productions.
Brethren
This guy right here, he
is
did.
the man
man.
with the plan.
Thank y'all. I want this on record to be said. I really appreciate both y'all, man. And it's like y'all are very, very ambitious. And I mean, like, bro, ambitious comes with a lot of work.
Yeah,
But
it
it's
really
been
does.
fun, man, and I've enjoyed it. And I'm thankful that I got to hang out and actually produce this for
Yeah.
you.
Hey, man, it has been awesome. I know it was how the podcast and everything come up was two great minds think alike, and
Yeah,
then
man. Come on in here, Ian.
Brethren comes in the picture. It's like, wow, it's just been everything worked out perfect how it was supposed to. And this is the man right here, Charlie Dykes. That is the man. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch back up with you guys in July.
See you later.
See you later. Peace.